Hi, my name is Patruni Sastry. Now the male voice is coming out. Can't help. And I'm a drag performer, and this is my TED. They would be entertaining you for the rest of the night. So I would like to start my talk with a story, which my grandmother used to say always. The story is about, at the time when there were loss of prosperities, where there was drought, where there were no rains, when half of the resources of the earth was kind of dying. The gods and the demons kind of came together. And what they planned to do was Samudra Manthan, churning of the ocean. As they churned the ocean for day and nights for 100 years, there came all the things which were kind of dying from that particular earth at that particular point in time. And while the things were coming out slowly, steadily, there also came a drink which would make you immortal. That was Amrit. While the Amrit pot was stolen by the demons, that's the time when there was a new world problem. And to resolve that world problem, Lord Vishnu, dressed up as a wonderful woman, enchanted the demons, took the pot from their hands and gave it to the gods. And as they did it, they saved the world. It's exaggerated to say that drag queen saved the world. And that is something which I'm trying to go ahead and tell as of this point in time. My tryst with drag started at the early age of 5 when my mom was actually dressing me up in a frog just like this and started to take pictures because she wanted to have another girl child. Hardly she knew that I would take it so seriously that I will turn up like this today. A lot of the times when I say that, I'm a drag artist, people get kind of confused. That would scandalize the whole from each and every point of time, and that was how I was trying to navigate from my day-to-day life as a dancer to a drag queen. My intent was to start drag was to bring the nightlife scene, queer nightlife scene, into my own city, Hyderabad, because before that there were no queer nightlife happening. And I thought like I would just do it for a couple of days and then kind of leave it. And it was so serious that I kind of started doing it as a full-time, as in when I'm talking with you today. People assume that drag is a Western art form because it has a word which is influenced from the West. But I beg to differ because drag was something which was very first coined in an age-old Indian textbook which was called as Natya Shashtra. And in the Natya Shashtra, each and every point in time, a man dresses up as a woman dresses up as a man, or a person from one gender dresses up as another gender, are all being told as Stri Vesham, Purusha Vesham, Abhinava Vesham, so on and so forth. Having said that, when I bring back the idea of the westernized art form to my homeland, India, it's always been seen with a different note because it has an English word, and I will blame the Britishers for that. Because drag was performed in each and every state of India. We'll start from Tamil Nadu, where there was Terakuttu. When it was, Bihar, we had Launda Nach. Each and every point in time, as and when the drag kind of grew up in its regional space, when people like me kind of coming back and reiterating the notion of the neo art form, which we have been seeing in television, there's always a conflict of interest. Well, as India is coping to understand and fit us into the entertainment industry, I started doing drag in 2019, and since then I used my art form to kind of talk about multiple issues which are happening in this particular society. Let's start with LGBTQI plus inclusion, which was not there or which is not happening. I would like to talk about things which are like periods, mental awareness, atrocities happening on my trans sisters, transgender bill, so on and so forth. And each and every point in time when I dress up like this, walk into bus stop or a railway station or a metro station, I would startle the audience over there, but still start a conversation about these particular issues. As and when we are developing as a world, the idea of gender performance is something which is being either criticized or viewed in a point of view which doesn't fit into the normal tendency of the audience. Today, politicians are using drag artists to say their words about predatorship. They seem that drag artists are somebody who are sexual abusers and always trying to go ahead and stop drag performances in multiple cities and towns as and when they go and present it. But the true intent of drag is to go ahead and create empathy in our society. Imagine a drag queen going ahead and teaching a kid about how to self-express, or imagine a politician going ahead and hiring a drag queen to tell their political propaganda. That's a thing. Each and every point in time, a drag queen would go ahead and dress up and present themselves. They are going through a war. And this war is within the family, within the society, within the spaces wherein ever they are kind of going ahead and accessing. Today, drag queens are also being seen as somebody who are child molesters, who are often being kind of used as a poster to kind of propagate homophobia, transphobia, and queerphobia in multiple spaces. As and when these politicians are going ahead and doing it, there are my trans sisters who are fighting together with their wigs and heels in spaces like Colorado and stopping a gunman from going ahead and fighting the audience. So when I'm coming back and telling you, we are not all Mohinis for sure, but we are here to kind of change the perspective of how drag can be seen within our own spaces. This is a powerful tool where we all can utilize. Imagine you call a drag artist to kind of come ahead into your corporate space and telling them about inclusion and diversity. Imagine you asking a drag performer to just replace a musician who's kind of singing the same songs every year and ask them to entertain the audience in a far more different way. And that's a business danger. So with developing days, we all need to understand that this is a space of art which doesn't have any boundaries, and this is an art which can be utilized far more stronger than a nuclear bomb. And each and every point in time, we need to understand that this is an art form which can transform the world time and time again. While before I go and end this talk, I want to present a small piece of performance in front of you. I hope you will like it. हम तमांगे आजा बाजा, हम तमांगे आजा बाजा, सिन्हा का है आइले रे, तू तत बदल दाढ़ी में, तू तत बदल दाढ़ी में, बंदूक का है आइले रे, तू तत बदल दाढ़ी में, बंदूक का है आइले रे, हम तमांगे रे सतरंगी, पिंक वॉशिंग का है आइले रे, तू तत बदल दाढ़ी में, तू तत बदल दाढ़ी में, बंदूक का है आइले रे, तू तत बदल दाढ़ी में, बंदूक का है आइले रे. Thank you.